So we got Ray, Parker, anybody else? Natalie, Mallory, Nathan, Sarah, Mac, Brendan's in, Julia's thinking about it, Devin's in, he's in, yeah, he's in, Savannah's in, Mac, Hannah, Natalie, what do you get?
We did tangent x as our u.
So I think of this as two functions being multiplied. Natalie picked from this function u to equal tangent of x. She checks the derivative, which Matt declared as being nasty. One possibility is 1 over cosine squared of x, or secant squared of x. So that works. If my choice of u came from here, the derivative of my pick is the other of the two multiplying functions. So it ends up that you saw it before Natalie said it. 2 points, 3 for Natalie. Okay. So it should be dx, sorry. So that means du equals 1 all over cosine squared of x dx. It's a perfect fit. So change the limits. You need to find the tangent of pi over 4. Tangent is equal to sine over the cosine. Because the angle is pi over 4, I know the sine and cosine values are the same. Root 2 over 2. I think of the circle. Pi over 4 is here. Sine is up, so this is positive. Cosine is to the right, that's also positive. So this tangent value is 1. You want to talk more about it, have me say it differently, anything. Give you ways that you can help remember things. Emma, please. So are you okay with the pick for you? So I've got to change the limits. So my first change is this limit is pi over 4, that's x. So here's my equation. So I plug that x into here to compute the u value. Straight memorization. Tangent is sine over cosine. Also straight memorization. Any angle involving a fourth, the sine and cosine values will always be root 2 over 2. Next part is a memorized trick. I think of the circle. Pi over 4 is right here. I always go from the center. To get to this point, I must go to the right and I must go up. Because I went to the right, the cosine value is positive. Because I went up, the sine value is also positive. Therefore, this is a positive 1. I can do that as many times as you'd like and in many different ways as I can think of it will help. Just have to ask me. So. Question? Please.
So, oh wait, the next limit is 0, and that's just 0.
Right, so then I've got to find the other limit, so kind of running out of space here. Come up here. U is equal to the tangent of 0. That's the sine of 0 divided by the cosine of 0. I think of the circle again. I'm right here. I did have to go to the right. That's cosine. So this denominator is a positive 1. But I didn't go up or down, so this is 0, hence 0. So changing everything, this becomes 0 to 1. This becomes e to the u. And this becomes du. And now you pretend that you're starting with the purple and you didn't do any of this.
Wait, is this where we stop with the writing session?
Oh.
I didn't see it with that.
I want everyone to answer this. Hold on. Did I give you a ticket today? So you can't get 2 in one day, but 2 points for math. Look up, come on. Raise your hand, just vote. This means yes, we can stop here on the FRQ section. This means no, we can't, and you know the reason why we can't. So yes, we can stop, 2, we can't. If you're doing this, give yourself 2 more points. There's still calculus to be done. You can only stop when all that's left is add, subtract, multiply, divide. Or algebra, rearrangement, that sort of thing. So. Antiderivative of the u is just e to the u. Bring out the old Wilson. Despite Chris Dahlgren's protestations to the contrary. E to the 0 is just 1. So that's about 1.7. Don't do this. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, the grader won't like that. Don't do that. I was just trying to emphasize that this isn't magical. It's just a number. It's 2.7 minus 1, so it's about 1.7.
So would you get docked points if you did write 1.7?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hence the frowny face.
So you would just leave it at
Leave it like that, for sure. Leave it like that. Yeah, if I'm an engineer building something, I go one more step because I cannot send this to the machinist and say, build me a part that's E minus 1 in diameter. He'll like, the what? He wants to break out his calipers. His calipers don't say E minus 1. His calipers say 1.7.
Well, yeah, wouldn't you just have a calculator put that value in though for you? Then yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else? Stop that.